Good morning, shit biscuits. Alright, I'll be the first to admit, I don't really give a shit what age demographic watches my videos, cause quite frankly, it's not my responsibility to look after that shit. But to keep the communism of YouTube off my back, I will go ahead and say that if you are under the age of 18, I would not advise you watch these videos, cause these tend to get violent and have a lot of cussing. Again, I personally don't give a fuck, but at the same time, I'm not about to leave myself open for an attack. So, 18 or older, you're cool. Under that, I wouldn't recommend it.
Greetings, mine fellow fanatics of the world. You are speaking with Gfanatic 94, and my right-hand man, the Iron Noah. Noah, what do you have to say?
Bienvenidos muchachos y algunos niñas si andan viendo esto. No sé si alguien puede hablar español. ¿Alguien puede hablar español? ¿Solo yo? ¿No?
I'm not gonna lie, Noah, I only understood, like, every other word of that.
Ay, güey.
No problemas, wey.
Bueno, pues, continúa, amigo. Continue.
Okay, that's a nice way to start the video. Alright, yeah, guys. So, yeah, me and Noah are making a sort of different kind of video today. Noah, are you aware of the Gigan, design controversy?
Yes, very much, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically the skinny of it is that people in many different aspects are torn between which Gigan design they prefer. Most people who are fans of the Godzilla franchise prefer the Final Wars the Final Wars Gigan design, and well, I mean, I can't really say I blame them. But me and Noah decided that today we are going to go ahead and we are going to do a video discussing the two different versions of the character, and basically talking about the design from the two different sides of the coin, whereas I prefer the 1972 Gigan design from the Showa series, and Noah, I believe you prefer the Final Wars design?
Indeed I do, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we just figured that in order, and I want to make it abundantly clear before we start this video. We are not trying to say that one design is better than the other definitively. We are not trying to say that, oh, you guys need to like Final Wars because you guys need to like Showa because we're simply just trying to make a video discussing the character from both sides of the coin. Yeah. So how this is going to work is we're both going to... I don't know who's going to go first. But what we're going to do is me and Noah are both going to describe what we like about the opposing version of the character. So I'll be talking about what I like about the Final Wars Gigan design, and Noah will be talking about what he likes about 1972. And then we are going to both discuss why we prefer the other version of the character more than that one.
Hi.
So, do you want to go first, Noah, or do you want me to?
Go ahead, sir. This is your channel, after all.
Okay. Well, first of all, I do want to say that I love the Final Wars Gigan design. I do. Frankly, I don't think there's been a bad design for the character, especially considering just how fucking weird Gigan is supposed to be. He is very clearly supposed to be a cyborg assassin from outer space, and I'm gonna be honest, man, I really don't think that Gigan... I don't think Gigan belongs anywhere other than the Godzilla franchise, because he just looks so fucking badass. And for the Final Wars Gigan design, not only do I like it, but I mean, I just think that he looks edgy and fucking kick-ass as hell. He looks straight up like an assassin, and Yeah, man. I mean, I love the fact that he has alternate hands where he can he can't do this on the fly. But I do like the fact that if his original hands get broken, he can turn them into chainsaw hands, which is edgy as fuck and just extremely fucking cool. But I also like the sleek and slender design of Gigan in Final Wars, as well as the fact that they were actually able to incorporate the powers he was supposed to have in the original 1972 film, but in a much more believable and entertaining way. And yeah, man. Final Wars Gigan, I think that he has a lot of charm. I really do. And obviously in the film, he has a hell of a lot of personality, as well as, well, a very playful, murderish kind of, backstory.
Yeah.
That being said, however, I still prefer the 1972 design for Gigan. And, Noah, do you want to talk about 1972 first, or do you want me to?
Well, he is your favorite out of the two, so might as well go and keep up the role.
Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I personally prefer the 1972 Gigan design for a few reasons, actually. One, I like his color palette. I like the green, I like the gold, and I like the silver in his, mechanical highlights / beak and shit. And despite the fact that, I'm not gonna lie here, Final Wars Gigan would fucking destroy Showa in a fight, but I'm also not gonna sit here and say that, Showa Gigan didn't have his charm as well. Because Showa Gigan, whereas he doesn't have the same amount of powers that Final Wars Gigan does, I personally think that less is more in his case, because not only does he have an absolutely weird-ass design, and by weird, I mean I couldn't fucking tell what I was watching when I first saw him appear on screen. Yeah, no. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I kind of prefer Showa Gigan for the simple fact that it is a hell of a lot more apparent that he is supposed to be a cyborg rather than just a straight up robot. Cause in Final Wars, I mean, yeah, it's implied that he's a cyborg, but in Final Wars, Gigan just straight up looks like some edgy ass fucking teenager designed a robot to take over the world.
X.
Yeah. You know, fair enough. That's probably exactly what they were going for. But yeah, I just, I like Showa Gigan because, one, I think that he, I like his personality a bit more. I like the fact that he's a bit more playful and a bit more on the cynical but silly side. And I'm gonna be honest, man, I just like the fact that I like his color palette, and I like the fact that he is obviously a cyborg and not just a straight up robot.
Well, I guess it's my turn now, isn't it?
Yes, it is. What do you like about Showa Gigan, and why do you prefer Final Wars?
Alrighty, let's get things out of the way with, I'm going to definitely agree with one of the things you say, is the color palette. I absolutely love the green and gold that Showa Gigan over here has. One, because one of my more childhood memories of a certain character did primarily use gold and green, so I very much like that color scheme on Gigan. Plus, overall, it's classic. And also, let's see what else. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awkward, but don't know what to say about Joe Gigan. But as you yourself said before, he is just straight up weird, but in that good sort of way.
Right.
He just overall is playful, and his Don't know what to say that you haven't already said, man. Damn it.
It's fine, man. Yeah, like if you repeat yourself, if you repeat what I said, do it. It's not really gonna be that big of an issue. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not like this whole point of the video is supposed to be your opinion. So say what you want to say, even if it's already been said. Don't hold back, man.
Alright, but in hindsight, the main actual likeness I have over Showa Gaigan is mainly the color scheme that he's rocking. I just very much love that. The combination of green and gold. To me, those two colors just go very well together. Then the fact that he's also one of the very few kaiju that has made the big man bleed.
Yeah.
So, that is the main stuff I do like on Showa Gaigan. But now, going over the design that I would normally prefer over the two is the Final Wars Gaigan. As of course, as you said before, he's overall fucking edgy.
Yeah.
And also, I do love just without the colors, keeping in mind, just the overall design of Gaigan, because he just looks straight up badass.
Right.
You know, he gives you the feeling that if you were to fight him, you would end up either dead or barely alive.
Right. And don't
As he-
forget, in the movie, he is one of the few monsters that actually made Godzilla struggle in his fight.
Yeah, that too. And as you yourself said, he, in some cases, he does swap out his more mechanical bits in case they were damaged, as we saw in the movie where he suffered a minor head injury.
Yes, minor.
Yeah, minor head injury. And then later in the movie, we saw he got some upgrades, especially regarding his hands, from where they went from his more iconic blade hands to a upgraded double chainsaw hands. That shit was just cool in my head.
Yeah. And don't
So-
forget, those chainsaw hands have multi-purpose because, one, not only does it allow Gigan, when he has his chainsaw hands, not only does it allow him to straight up use them as a weapon, but as we saw in his fight against Mothra, it also gives him a speed boost.
Hmm. And then, of course, those chainsaws he has in his fucking nipples. There's no other way to say it. He has. There's no other way to say it, man. He has chainsaws in his chest.
Yeah.
There's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
No other way. Then, of course, he is rocking that iconic belly chainsaw, which
Yeah.
Anguirus has a unfortunate history with.
Oh, yeah. Fucking. Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunate. But overall, I just love the complex yet intricate design that Final Wars has that goes along with me very much because during my childhood, I used to watch a lot of Transformers and, dare I say, the Michael Bay movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put aside the plot and look at how the Transformers themselves look. Complex, yeah, but they make it look like just look badass. Like
Do you think
cannot
that?
lie.
Do you think that maybe that's somewhat what Toho was going for a little bit? Like they were trying to start a competition on who could make the edgiest shit in Hollywood.
Probably, but going back to to what I was trying to say, like you have to, even though some movies 100% downgraded, you have to admit that looking at some of the designs, you have to admit that you said like, God damn.
Right. Oh yeah,
Then
no
if you
man.
look
Like
over to Gigan-
the Transformers movies do have their charm, and
Oh.
well, most of them do. But all in all, I mean, I think that the charm for both of these characters, and more specifically the charm for Final Wars Gigan, is because Final Wars Gigan was more like geared towards entertaining teenagers. I mean, clearly, because he was just meant to look like a fucking like basically an assassin. He looks like he would. He looks like he's straight up sort of like a kaiju Terminator, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that I can see, and also the fact that well, he is straight up a tool for the Zillions to use to take over planets.
Yeah.
Well, tool is a bit of a understatement, but a asset to where he's their main weapon. Like, yeah, even the movie, his presence alone when he emerged from his what you want to call it, stasis, mummified form, tomb, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
just
call it
that
tomb.
overall scene in general, pray to mind putting down the goofy, more summoning line. Understandable, but yeah, and after that scene with the badass theme that just plays when he comes into the scene and he breaks out, it's just overall.
Oh yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah, I am more than man enough to admit, Final Wars Gigan's theme theme music is a hell of a lot better than Showa's.
Yeah. And it just gives you that feel that he's here to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying this now. I do prefer the colors on Showa Gigan, but in overall design, I just love Final Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and that's the whole point of this video, is like we're both trying to explain why we prefer these specific Gigans, because I mean they're both awesome. They're both fucking amazing, and they both look absolutely fucking kick-ass. But once again, like, this whole video is just to get both arguments from both sides of the coin. And that brings me to the second point of this video. We have discussed both of us have discussed our preferences and why we enjoy each Gigan design over the other. Now, I want to ask, bro, which movie do you prefer? Godzilla vs. Gigan 1972 or Godzilla Final Wars 2004? I will be straight up honest. Godzilla Final Wars 2004. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend otherwise. And more specifically, how do you feel which movie portrayed Gigan the best?
Honestly, this really comes into mind on what kind of aspects you're looking for Gigan in a movie. Because in Final Wars, we both have to admit he unfortunately did not get nearly enough screen time.
Right, yeah.
While back in the OG Goji vs. Gigan movie, he did at least get a good amount of screen time and proved to be a huge villain that both Godzilla alongside Anguirus struggled. Granted, yes, Gigan had Ghidorah's help, but still they were a menace to behold, while on the unfortunate side, Gigan in Final Wars, Goji times struggled a little bit, but that's mainly towards the last fight where he's getting fucking jumped.
Yeah, pretty much, fuck.
While unfortunately in their first encounter, Gigan, it started off good, but he unfortunately...
But then he got bodied.
Yeah. So, in terms of portrayal of Gigan, really just depends on either you want to see him being or a more badass villain or a more major villain.
Yeah. You know, I didn't actually think of it like that. You see, this is why it's good to listen to multiple perspectives. I'll be honest, man. Not only do I prefer Godzilla Final Wars as a film over Godzilla vs. Gigan 1972, I'll be honest, man, I feel like Gigan's portrayal in that movie was a hell of a lot better than 1972's, because, frankly, whereas, yes, he does get less screen time than he does in 1972, every single time Gigan is on screen in that movie, he makes it fucking count. He leaves an impression and he makes sure that you feel his damn presence and it does not go away for a long time.
Mm.
Yeah, like
I can see that.
I honestly, in terms of Gigan portrayal, I honestly feel like Final Wars just made Gigan's personality pop enough to make him more enjoyable overall in the film. And I feel like one of the main issues with 1972 and their portrayal of Gigan was the fact that they just made Gigan in that movie feel a bit less on the not serious side. I mean, one of the things I like about him more is how playful he was. But I feel like he didn't really feel like that much of a threat in 1972. He was the main villain, but the only reason that Godzilla even struggled against him was because, one, Gigan basically let the fucking Godzilla tower that had lasers fire out of its mouth do most of the work for him. And two, well, Gigan had Ghidorah on his team. Gigan had one of the strongest villains in the entirety of the franchise at that point backing him up.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I prefer the 1972 design, but I do feel as an overall portrayal, I think the Final Wars Gigan nailed it.
Alright.
So, yeah, man. Is there anything you'd like to say before we get out of here?
Well, I'm gonna say this now, though it might be very unlikely if any future Toho series of monster movies, or maybe, I guess, if Legendary comes back to life, if they ever add Gigan, I would honestly love to see if they use aspects of both
Oh, yeah.
design. The more intricate and detailed design with the Showa
Yeah.
colors. I'd be in heaven then.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. That would be a great day. Now one last final thing before we actually get out of here. As both designs, what would you rate them? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Final Wars Gigan and how would you rate Showa Gigan?
Oh, this one's hard. Okay, so yeah, I like the Final Wars design a lot, but with all the other... Am I allowed to consider the other kaiju? Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, you are actually.
Oh, okay. Okay, in terms of overall his design along with some other kaijus, honestly, my 8 out of 10 for me. And then for Showa Gigan, right behind him with a 7 out of 10. Yes, I do quite like the Gigans, it's just there's a lot of other kaijus that I enjoy a bit more.
Oh yeah, that's for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said in our Godzilla-thon, your favorite version of Ghidorah is the Showa Ghidorah, right?
Yes, honestly I do.
Yeah. Alright.
I just love how Toho made Showa Ghidorah's design back then, taking more of the Western Dragon's design, I believe, or was it yeah. With the whole mains, I just love that.
I get you. Alright. So yeah. Now fuck it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now. Yeah, so for both Gigans, alright, so I'm gonna rate Final Wars Gigan first. I'm right there with you, Noah. An 8 out of 10. I fucking love this man, and I genuinely feel as though he was one of the better handled monsters in not just the Final Wars film, but in the Millennium series as a whole. And yeah, just his overall personality and design, they're just striking and beautiful. And as for Showa Gigan, I'm tempted to do a 10, but no, I can't. I can't because I still personally prefer Anguirus over Showa Gigan. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10, and honestly, yeah, you're right, dude. If any more Godzilla projects do decide to incorporate Gigan, I honestly think that the best way to go is to come up with a new design that takes aspects from both versions of the character, and maybe then Gigan and Godzilla fans will find a happy medium between the two.
But
And
only time will tell, as we have hopefully 2 Godzilla projects going in the works. We have both
fuck
the
yeah.
American Monsterverse, which let's hope springs back to life.
Yeah.
Then of
Well,
course,
odds are, man, with Godzilla X Kong 2021. No, not 2021. With Godzilla X Kong 2024, odds are they are probably going to be making a sequel after that one because, let's be honest, man, fucking Godzilla and Kong both in the same movie, that is going to sell like none other. But
yeah.
honestly, man, I feel like in terms of where Gigan would fit most right now, I feel like he would fit better if Toho made a movie with him because I just don't really feel like he would fit in the Monsterverse. And that's saying something considering Mechagodzilla.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, well, Monsterverse isn't afraid of bringing the alien factor into it because, well, we have Ghidorah. So.
Well, yeah.
So maybe it's a possibility.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, man. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this was just a fun little video for me and Noah to go ahead and explain our preferences for Gigan and why we see things that way. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, do feel free to comment in the comment section which kaijus you want to see us do next. Or, you know, hell, if you guys want us to do shit from other franchises, like, say, Superman, Dragon Ball Z, shit like that, go ahead and feel free to comment. What's up?
Transformers!
Yeah. But yeah, guys, feel free to comment, and, yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. We will see y'all in the next one.
Bye-bye!
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick reminder before the end of the video. I would like to ask y'all to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And if you'd be so inclined, I would not mind it if y'all would share this video with anyone you deem fit. But with that being said, that's everything we have for today, and have a good one.